Okay, welcome to those who are here live, to anybody watching the replay. This is the Purpose, Passion and Profit Power Class. So I actually just decided yesterday to do this class today. So it's a bit impromptu and, it's been a bit of a whirlwind. And I'm really, really excited about this presentation today. So if you have been on my presentations before, then you're probably going to hear some of the same stuff, because the foundations of wealth and success don't actually change. And what I have done over the years is really honed in on what are the key principles, the key information that is absolutely essential to you achieving whatever your goal or your dream is. So there are a couple of additions that I have added into this presentation today that actually change the context and will give you another really important part of the puzzle to be able to help you to achieve whatever your goal and dream might be. So I do hope that you have a pen and a piece of paper, because this is, if you have been on my trainings before, then you know that being on one of my trainings is like drinking through a fire hose. I absolutely condense so much information because we're all time poor. So it's super important that we are able to collapse time and be able to achieve as much as possible in as short a time as possible. So I could deliver this information in a full 2-day workshop, but instead I've decided to condense it into a 2-hour PowerPoint presentation. So the good thing for you is that although your brain is probably going to be fried by the time we are finished in the next 2 hours, you are going to have such valuable information. And what I want you to do is this: while you are taking notes, really pay attention to the stuff that absolutely resonates with you, really hits you. It's kind of like, whoa, okay, I needed to hear that today. So when you feel that and you identify that, I want you to take action on that. So there are probably well over 100 different things that you could take action on after this presentation is finished. But I want you to choose 2 or 3 and then do something with it, because they say that knowledge is power. Knowledge is not power until it's actually put into action, until it is employed and engaged to be able to get a specific result. So the information I'm going to give you today is really going to help you to accelerate your progress to achieving whatever it is that you want to achieve. And when you take what I share with you and you put it into action, then you are going to make significant progress, because it is my intention to help you to collapse time so you can achieve your goals and dreams as quickly as possible. Because you can rip the Band-Aid off slowly, or you can rip it off fast. So get ready, because this presentation is going to be, it's going to be really intense. And I'm actually going to get you to do some work with me during the next 2 hours. So my intention is always to help you to get to be the best that you can possibly be, and to get as much, achieve as much as possible in the shortest time possible. And that's what I want to do for you today. So if you're going to spend a couple of hours with me, your time is precious, and I honor that. I do not fluff around. I will tell you how it is. I will give you what you need. Then it's up to you to go and do something with it. I hope we have a deal. So let's get started. Would you like to create wealth while fulfilling your purpose and building a legacy? Not a trick question. If you're in my community, then I would just about bet my house on you being impact driven. You're a conscious person who wants to help other people, And there's probably a deep desire for you to create wealth, but you're not sure how that happens, how to put it together, what actions to take, and what strategies to put together. You may have already got a business foundation, but you might be stuck with getting to the next step, or maybe it's just moving too slowly and you want to expand your company or your business, but you're not quite sure how to do that. You're not sure where to start. Or maybe you're just starting out. Maybe you're in the seed phase where you've got an idea and you kind of, you have a vision, but you're not quite sure how to get that vision together. So the first thing is to actually give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to go huge. Give yourself permission to think of the biggest possible, grandest dream you could possibly have. And then just go for it. Just go for it. And I'm going to show you how to go for it. But first you need to say yes. This is my dream. Yes, I would like to create wealth while fulfilling my purpose and building a legacy. Because you can create wealth in, there's hundreds of thousands of ways, if not millions of ways that you could create wealth. But do you want to do something that is soul-sucking, that is unfulfilling, that really leaves you unsatisfied and feeling empty? Or do you want to feel lit up from the inside? Do you want to feel your heart swell? And do you want to feel a sense of soul connection with what it is that you do and who you serve? Because that's a big part of the process that we're going to talk about while you do it. So in that context, money actually becomes a secondary part of the process. It's still an important part. It's an essential part, but it becomes secondary to to what it is that you do and how you do it. So, all right, what I'm going to do now is, because 2 hours is a long time, and I know that not everybody has 2 hours to dedicate to watching a presentation. Of course, I'm going to give you so much valuable information that hopefully you are going to be so engaged and realize you're getting so much value that you're going to stick with me to the end. But just in case you have to drop out, just in case you've got to go and pick kids up from school, or there's something else that's calling you, maybe another appointment, I'm going to give you the address right now. If you feel that you want to take this further, if you would like to work with me so I can show you how this all comes together for you specifically, because you're going to have a unique formula that is specific to you. So if you would like to know how to employ this and how I can help you to employ this by working with me in one of my programs, then you can always book a strategy session. The strategy session is actually free, and you can book the strategy session with me. I will tell you a little bit more about that at the end of this presentation, but this is the only thing that I am going to offer you today. So I know that you are that your credit card is burning a hole in your purse or your pocket right now, and you are dying to whip it out and hand it over to me so I can charge you for working with me in my programs and in my coaching. But I'm going to ask you to put that credit card away, because that's not what I'm here to do with you today. So I'm not going to offer you anything except this free strategy session. So if you want to take note of that, and you feel the urge and the inspiration to jump on a call with me and see if we're a good fit to work together, then you can do that after we finish here today. So let's talk about what we're going to cover today. So this is my presentation is passion, purpose, and profit. I'm going to give you the answer to all your money problems, believe it or not. I'm going to show you how to create legacy wealth without selling your soul, how to make success inevitable, the 7 steps to soul-aligned wealth, how to impact millions and build wealth fast, the 5 steps to financial freedom, how to heal your relationship with money. Now, there's some new information I'm going to actually share with you today that I haven't shared with you before to help you to actually resolve any conflict that you have around money and building wealth. The 5 keys to being unstoppable and the keys to unlocking the secrets of the universe. So as you can imagine, there is a lot that I'm going to cover here. I am often berated by coaches and trainers because I overteach. And that's actually a big no-no in these circles. But you know what? I decided to turn it into, instead of it being a fault, I decided to turn it into a feature, because this is what I do and this is who I am. It is always my intention to give you as much as possible. And as I said, just take 2 or 3 things away from today and then go and implement them. But we have a lot to cover, so let's crack on. All right. Firstly, the inconvenient truth about money. The reason I'm sharing this with you is so this is a frame for your brain to be able to absorb the rest of the information, understanding this context, because a lot of people don't understand why 95 to 98% of people really struggle with achieving their financial goals. And there is a very good reason for that. And it's not entirely your fault. Actually, it's not your fault at all, because we are wired to fail with money. Our society, our environment, what we're exposed to, 99% of us are actually deliberately wired to fail with money. Society is set up in such a way that through our education system, through our media, through all the things that we are exposed to, we are actually set up to fail with money, not to understand money, not to understand how to utilize money. You think about our education and the fact that kids are not taught the game of money. They're not taught how to work with money and actually how to make money work for them instead of working for money. We are educated and conditioned into being a slave to money. So we are the worker bees. It kind of suits the people at the top. So we are deliberately wired to fail with money. And also that happened to our parents and our parents' parents and our parents' parents. So all of this has been passed down through generations. Now it is time to wire ourselves to succeed with money. And to do that, you need to understand the game of money, how it works, and also rewire your brain. Now, part of this is a lack of financial literacy education. As I said, our schools do not teach us about money, do not teach us how to leverage money, do not teach us how to have money work for us. But that you can change that. Just because you weren't educated about this in school doesn't mean you can't educate yourself right now. This is your responsibility right now to start educating yourself about money. Read money magazines. Listen to people on YouTube. Like one of my favorites is Mark Moss. Another one is Robert Kiyosaki. And there are multiple other people who are very knowledgeable about money and the financial system. They talk about all kinds of cryptocurrencies and commodities and the state of play in the financial world and stock market. So now you don't have to understand all of that, but it's really important that you start immersing yourself in this information. There's a book by Tony Robbins called Money. You've got Robert Kiyosaki has the Rich Dad Poor Dad, a very, very well-known book. And his another book that he's written is Fake. He released that a couple of years ago. Exceptional book. You have what else? Don't Shoot the Messenger, but many years ago I bought books by Donald Trump, because regardless of what you think of the man, he's wired for money. So and he actually wrote a book with Robert Kiyosaki, so that's a good book. There's plenty of ways that you can start re-educating yourself about money. It is oxygen to your vision. You cannot continue to deny yourself being rich and wealthy and actually achieve great success and achieve a grand vision. So regardless of whether you have the money or you access other people's money, OPM, it's a big part of the financial world, but you've got to somehow access financial resources to be able to accelerate and use leverage to expand your business. It is fuel, it is oxygen. And if you have zero access to financial resources, then it's going to be very, very difficult, if not impossible, to achieve your vision and your goal within your business and your wealth creation strategies. So money is not the problem. I've already alluded to that. It is your conditioning about money. It is your belief systems around money. It is your belief systems around yourself. It is the criticisms and judgments that you might have about money and wealthy people. It's about the meaning that you have given to money. And like I said, we're going to talk a little bit more about that in the latter part of the presentation today, but you've got to stop blaming money. Now, you might go, well, I don't blame money. But there might be something in your subconscious that is actually blaming money, but money is not the problem. So it's time to start looking for the seat of the problem, because once you understand what the actual problem is, then you can solve it. If you don't know what the problem is, then you can't solve it. And this is everything. If you don't understand what the real problem is, if you think about the thing that instantly comes to mind with something like health. If you have a health problem and you don't understand what's causing the health problem, you might be able to take drugs to solve it, to ease the pain and discomfort, to mask it, but you can't actually heal it unless you know what the real problem is. And it's the same with money, with wealth. You can't solve the problem unless you know what the problem really is. And money is not it. We're going to talk more about that, because I'm going to show you how to solve all your money problems in just a second. So, but take your judgment and criticism away from the money piece, because money is not the problem. So I can give you the keys to the kingdom, but you have to open the door. Are you prepared to take radical responsibility for your results? I love this phrase, radical responsibility, or the other phrase is extreme ownership. Now, Jocko Willink wrote a book, Extreme Ownership, ex-Navy SEAL, really intense dude, has made an absolute fortune after being a Navy SEAL in teaching corporations leadership. So he goes into corporations and does very high level programs on leadership for these corporations. And actually the key message that he has is taking extreme ownership for your results so far. Doesn't mean beating yourself up. It doesn't mean feeling ashamed, which is something that actually plagues so many people across the planet, including a lot of entrepreneurs. But it's about recognizing that you are the co-creator of your reality. And as the co-creator, yes, things happen out there. They happen out in the world out there that you are not in control of. People do things, circumstances happen, governments do things, pandemics happen. You are not in control of that. But when you take radical responsibility for where you find yourself within that framework, because it's a framework, and you can navigate it and have all these different experiences without that framework, depending on your subconscious, how it's wired, depending on your beliefs, depending on how you show up, depending on a whole lot of things. And when you take radical responsibility or extreme ownership for what you have co-created, what you have attracted, for the experiences, the circumstances that you have drawn into your world, that's when you have the power to change it. And it's all about responding and not reacting, because we are wired to be reactive. When we are reactive, we do not have power. When we actually put the blame outside of us, we are giving away our power and we turn into a victim. So when we take the power back and we go, I take responsibility for that. Now we have the power to change it. If we are in victim mode and we are putting the power outside of us, we have no power to change it. Doesn't mean you have the power to change somebody else, but you have the power to turn a terrible situation, a potentially terrible situation, into something that becomes a blessing in the end, right? So are you prepared to take radical responsibility for your results? I hope you have said yes. So you are the hero you've been waiting for. Nobody else is coming to save you. And there are a whole swathe of people out there who are waiting for their knight in shining armor to show up, who are waiting for the government to fix the problem, who are waiting for an NGO to fix the problem, who are waiting for some other genius to come in and say, that's all right, we're going to fix this mess for you. It's all right. Well, that's not going to happen. You are the person who has the ability to actually change your own life and also to change the lives of others as well. It is the reason that I am on a mission to help 100,000 entrepreneurs to build wealth and change the world. Because one individual, whilst powerful, is nowhere near as powerful as a collective of people who are standing in their power. Now, while the conscious people of the world, while those who see the problems and are frustrated by the problems that they see, are upset by the problems that they see, whilst they feel powerless, they don't do anything. But when those people who can identify the problems and then collectively take their power back, collectively have the financial resources to create change, imagine 100,000 people building wealth and creating positive change in the world. All of a sudden, the tables turn. So that's what I'm passionate about. And I'm here to help you to understand how you can be a part of the solution to creating the new earth paradigm, because we are in a very, very important time right now. We are shifting from a 3D reality into a 5D reality. And we have so many opportunities to create the world that we want to see happen. And it's up to us to stand in our power and help to make that happen. But first, we need to understand that we are the solution. We are the solution to the problems in our own life. We are also the solution to the problems that we see in the world. And whatever problems you see means that you have the ability to actually affect that and create change in some way, shape, or form. It's not all on your shoulders, though. It's on all of us to stand up and help to create the change. But the first thing is you need to look after yourself first. So it's about putting your own mask on first before you help others, like they say in the aeroplane. Even your children, put your own mask on first, because if there is no oxygen in the plane, you have a very limited time before you just pass out and then you die. Now, if you put your mask on your child, but you don't have enough time to put the mask on you, then you're gone. And yeah, okay, you've saved your child. But what if you quickly put your mask on yourself? Then you turn to your child and you're both okay, right? So it's the same principle right here. You need to look after yourself first, because you cannot give from an empty cup. So you need to give yourself permission to build wealth. I'm going to talk more about that a bit later. So the answer to all your money problems is, if you've seen my presentations before, you know what's coming. And it's not rocket science. It is your wealth consciousness. I have already alluded to this. So it's your belief system, it's your fears, it's your doubts, it's your criticisms and judgments about money, about wealth, about wealthy people. It's your self-worth, your self-belief, your self-confidence. It's whether you are giving yourself permission to create wealth. It's all of those things makes up your wealth consciousness. It's your self-love. Dr. John Demartini says that if you love yourself unconditionally, you will deny yourself nothing. Think about that. Imagine if you loved yourself unconditionally, then would you, okay, let's look at it in a different context. Imagine there is somebody in your world who you love unconditionally. Do you not want the absolute best for them? Do you not want to shower them with everything that their heart desires? Well, reverse it. Imagine that you love yourself unconditionally, then you will deny yourself nothing. So it's all of these things combined that make up your wealth consciousness, as well as what I've already mentioned, your understanding about money, about wealth creation, about the financial world, by having financial literacy. That is also a part of your wealth consciousness. So it's not only the intangible, the subconscious beliefs, it's also the tangible. It is the conscious understanding of how money works. And money is a game, believe it or not. It may not seem like a fun game. If you are on the bad end of the equation, it's not a fun game. But when you're at the other end of the equation, then it can be a very fun game. And the possibilities are limitless when you have the kind of wealth that enables you and empowers you to make very different choices. So money gives you one specific thing: choice. Money's not going to save you from all the struggles in the world. Money is not the answer to all your problems, but money gives you choice. For instance, let's talk about health again, because it's something that everybody can relate to. Imagine that you have a really big health problem. Now, if you are on the wrong end of the money equation, then you have very limited resources to be able to create, to access the healing that you need to bring healing into your body, because I believe that our bodies are these beautiful healing units that are able to heal pretty much anything with the right consciousness and with the right assistance and support. But when you're on the opposite end of the equation and you have this huge pile of financial resources, you can access natural health therapies. You can travel the world to get access to cutting edge technology in the medical system. You can go and have a 3-month sabbatical if you need to, at a retreat, to help your body to heal and to support it properly. It changes the game when you have money and you use it wisely to support you to get the outcomes that you want. It's all about your wealth consciousness. That is the key. And that's what I'm here to help you to create, is the supportive wealth consciousness. Instead of having a lack and poverty consciousness, to have a wealth and abundance consciousness. Somebody with a lack and poverty consciousness is never going to be able to create wealth. So if you're struggling financially, or if you've reached a plateau, because the other thing that is important to understand is that we all have this ceiling, and we'll get to a certain point and we struggle to get beyond it because we've reached our upper limit in our subconscious. Our subconscious has an upper limit. So in order to shift to that upper limit, you need to release the limiting beliefs, the fears, the doubts that have installed that upper limit in the first place. And that is about the 3 keys are: it's not safe, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve it. It's not safe, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve it. They are the 3 foundational beliefs, of which there are thousands of relating beliefs to those 3, but they are the 3 foundational ones. Once you shift those, you release the ceiling, or you might move the ceiling to another level. But we get stuck at plateaus, and then it's up to you to shift your consciousness around that to get to another level. So whatever you can conceive and believe, you can achieve. Napoleon Hill. So there's a reason I have underlined and believe, because people seem to gloss over this bit or not understand the full context or the full power of that part of this statement. Because whatever you believe, you will create in your life. So if you believe that all rich people are bad, unless you are willing to be a bad person, it's going to be very hard for you to create wealth, because you have a belief that all rich people are bad, which is a generalized belief. There are different levels of beliefs. It's a generalized belief. Now, your identity belief, our identity beliefs are our strongest beliefs. You then have a correlation that all rich people are bad. So if I'm rich, I will be a bad person. And subconsciously, when you're a good person, you don't want to be a bad person. So you will deny yourself creating wealth and riches. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. So whatever you believe is going to actually translate into results. If you believe in yourself 100%, if you believe you are worthy and deserving of achieving wealth, if you believe that you are going to do amazing things when you achieve wealth, if you believe that there are wealthy people in the world who do good things, if you believe that it is safe for you to be wealthy, if you believe that you are going to have a great time and it's going to be all amazing when you're rich and wealthy and fabulous and living your best life, then you have no resistance to achieving money and wealth. If you believe in your ability to achieve your goals and dreams. But if you don't believe it's possible for you, then that's really where the resistance lies. And look, we have 60,000 programs in our subconscious or thereabouts. That was Deepak Chopra, I believe, who made that statement. But we have around about 60,000 programs running around in our brain, and some of them will support us in achieving our results, and some of them won't. And it is weeding out the ones that won't, releasing them and altering them, reframing them, shifting them, transforming them. That is the key to your success. So let's talk a bit about soul-aligned wealth. Soul-aligned wealth. So this is where this presentation today really kind of brings in a new context and a new concept that is the key to you achieving your wealth and success. So what is soul-aligned wealth? So it is all about your purpose, your passion, your mission, what you were born to do in this world. Because every single person has some sort of a purpose. Might be a big purpose, might be a small person, but there are no accidents. God didn't create you to just come here randomly for no good reason. And when you came in, because you chose to be here and you chose to be here at this time, then you have a specific purpose for being here. Whether you affect one person, whether you affect 100 people, whether you affect 1 million people, whether you affect 8 billion people on the planet, there is a reason that you incarnated here, right now. So I want you to write this down. This is a question. Actually, there's several questions. The first one is, who am I? Socrates said, know thyself. Who am I? Big question. 3 little words. Actually, 6 letters in all in that question. Who am I? Now, I'm not suggesting you are going to be able to answer that question straight away, but it sounds like a very philosophical question, but it's an important question. Because nothing can define you except that which you decide defines you. So if you take off all the labels and all the things that you believe make you who you are in this world, all of a sudden, you have the capacity to be, do, and have anything your heart desires. You have the capacity to be anybody you want to be in this world. But if you have identity beliefs around who you believe yourself to be, that you have adopted because of society, because of conditioning, because of what you've exposed to, because of what other people have told you, because of your experiences, blah, 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 because of your history, then you are limiting your capacity to become much, much more, to become the most amazing being that you are capable of being. So who am I? That's a really good question. Now, another 3 questions I'm going to get you to write down are also relatively philosophical, but they're actually easier to answer. I'm not going to say they're easy to answer, but they're easier to answer. Who was I born to be? What was I born to do? Who was I born to serve? Who was I born to be? What was I born to do? Who was I born to serve? So you came in with very specific gifts and talents. You came in with a purpose and a mission. Now, this is your soul calling, your soul mission. When you create wealth from your soul mission, that's magic. That's power. That is what you came to do. That is, in the words of Abraham, being tuned in, tapped in, and turned on. That is being in flow. And most people do not understand this. They're looking for the next best opportunity. They're listening to all the gurus and saying that, oh, this is the next thing. You've got to get involved in this. And they're looking for the logical piece to make money. But they're not searching for their soul alignment. They're not searching for their specific mission on this planet. And when you recognize, identify, and then go to work in your soul mission, your soul purpose, you will find that opportunities open up like never before. You will find things fall into place like never before. Now, there are people who are already creating wealth who don't necessarily understand this. They just kind of fell into it. Just sort of kind of happened. But if it hasn't happened for you yet, then these are important questions for you to answer. And I'm not suggesting you're going to find the answer within the next few minutes, but if you put these somewhere where you can refer to them regularly and you can answer these questions on a regular basis, because the answers will change as you evolve, because you are an evolving being. You are in a constant state of growth and evolution and expansion. That's what you're here to do. You're here to grow and expand and become. And as you become, as you evolve, the answer to those questions will change. They may not change much, but they will change over time. So, how to create legacy wealth without selling your soul. And what do I mean when I say legacy wealth? Well, this is wealth that is actually feeds itself and continues to grow and expand. Legacy wealth is having enough wealth that you can influence and impact in a positive way those around you and have a positive impact on a particular cause or a particular problem on the planet. And it will continue to have that impact. So the wealth that you build continues to have impact over time. It is legacy wealth. And the important piece here is to do that without selling your soul. Now, I'm not naive enough to not understand that there is darkness on this planet. We are a planet of contrast. So we have evil and we have good. We have darkness and we have light. And there are people out there who have sold their soul in order to create wealth. To have power and wealth, they have decided to go to the dark side. Or maybe they were just tricked into getting into a position where the dark side controlled them and they kind of lost control over their own lives. I don't know how that works. I've never been there, I don't think, unless I was there in a previous life. I don't know. But in this lifetime, at least, I know that there are people on both sides of that equation. But you don't have to. Because when you are intentional, when you want to do good things in the world, but when you do it with structure, with strategy, with knowledge, with understanding, you have the ability, and particularly right now, the situation that we have in the world right now, in the evolution of the planet, in the evolution of humanity, conscious entrepreneurs are the future of this planet. What do I mean by conscious entrepreneurs? Well, they're not necessarily spiritual, but they want to do good things in the world. There's a company here in Australia called Who Gives a Crap. And I was listening to them on a presentation. It was actually with Jack Delosa from, what's the name of his company again? I can't remember. I'll think of it. Anyway, this man has created a multi-million-dollar enterprise selling toilet paper, believe it or not. And he has other products as well. They have other products as well. He's actually done it with a small team. But Who Gives a Crap, and I've been buying their product for years now. They sell toilet paper that is environmentally friendly. So it's either recycled or from bamboo. It's very good toilet paper, by the way. If you are in Australia, I don't know if you can get it overseas, but if you are in Australia and you haven't actually experienced the Who Gives a Crap movement and their product, then I highly recommend you get on and order it. They sell it out in boxes of 48. So, but their whole mission with selling toilet paper is to build toilets in third world countries and help to clean up the sanitation, because in third world countries, sanitation or lack of sanitation kills tens of thousands of people. Hundreds of thousands of people die from lack of sanitation. So he saw this problem. He decided to create a solution to that problem. He did it through creating a business that is profitable, that he then funnels a whole millions of dollars into, I think it's not just building toilets now. He actually helps to create other solutions for third world countries. But that is a social enterprise. It's a social enterprise. It's a conscious business. So there are 3 keys to a conscious business. And they are people, planet, profit. In that order. People, they put people first. People are centric. They are people-centric. So everybody needs to benefit within the organization. And obviously they are serving their customers as well. Planet, it is environmentally friendly, and it actually helps to, it's not detrimental to the planet. For instance, oil is not a conscious enterprise. It's not a social enterprise. It is purely there for profit. Profit is their number one primary goal. Profit above everything else. Now, third in a conscious business or a social enterprise is the profit piece. That does not mean that it pales into insignificance in the other. It's still essential. Remember, it is fuel, it is oxygen. Without the money piece, Who Gives a Crap could not have built millions of dollars worth of infrastructure in third world countries to help solve the sanitation problem. They need money to do it. So it has to be profitable. But the first consideration is people, the second is planet, and the third is profit. But they are all important to the equation. But neither of the first two gets sacrificed for profit. That's the important piece. I know I'm laboring on this a bit, but it's really important that you don't relegate profit to being insignificant, because it is exceptionally significant. But it's just in the hierarchy, it doesn't override either of the other two. So it's in their decision making, it's in their intentions, it's in their mission statement. Everything lines up: people, planet, profit. And that is a social enterprise or a conscious business. And there are so many of them that are being created throughout the world now for people who are aligned with their soul mission, for people who have heart, for people who see a problem and want to do something to solve it. This is the future of our planet. This is the future of business. There is a prime opportunity right now to either start or really scale a conscious business to take advantage of the energies that are happening on the planet right now. I'm the woo-woo chick. So you need the practical piece. You also need the energy piece. You need the mindset piece. You need the consciousness piece. You need all of it to come together. I hope this is making sense. I know it's a lot. I hope it's making sense. And maybe you're already there. Maybe I'm speaking to the converted. Maybe it's like, I know all this already. Okay. If you do, that's great. Maybe you're already ahead of me. I don't know. I can only give you what I know, and hopefully some of it's going to make an impact for you. How to make your success inevitable. I'm not going to labor on this. I bring this up in all my presentations. Firstly, you make your goal, your vision, non-negotiable. And we're going to go through the 7 steps of building soul-aligned wealth in a minute. But you make your vision, your goal, your dream non-negotiable. Too often people go, oh, well, this would be nice and I'll give it a crack. But, you know, if it doesn't work out in 3 months or 6 months or 12 months, I'll just move on. No, you have to make whatever it is that you want to achieve non-negotiable. The second part is to develop an unstoppable mindset. So this is your resilience, your tenacity, your commitment, your dedication, your relentlessness. You're unstoppable. What traits and characteristics do you think about when you think about having an unstoppable mindset? If you think of somebody in the world who is unstoppable, Elon Musk is the first person who comes to mind. Unstoppable. This is the geek who in the 90s started PayPal. That's like 30 years ago. But it's only 30 years ago. He started PayPal. And if you know where he came from, he didn't come from privilege. He started with a mate of his. He had this idea to create PayPal. And actually, he's now taking the vision that he had all those years ago, and because he never actually realized the vision that he had, and he's now using what was Twitter is now X. He's now transforming that platform. Do you realize he wants to have up to 50% of financial transactions being put through X? Now, regardless of what your judgments about Elon Musk are, this vision that he had started as a seed 30 years ago through PayPal. Him and his mate didn't have enough money to rent a house or a place to live, a flat, and have a business place, an office. So they rented an office and they slept in the office. And they created their first iteration of PayPal, which was just about financial transactions, online financial transactions. And then they would put it up during the day, and then they would take it out at night and take it down at night. And Elon Musk would code all night long. I don't know what his mate was doing. Maybe his mate was coding as well. I have no idea what part he had in the process, but they would code all night long and then put it back up for people to use during the day. Now, because we weren't online 24/7 back then, it was actually the World Wide Web really didn't have anywhere near the reach it has right now, they could do that and then build and grow the code, the platform, and it evolved and grew over time to the behemoth that it was when I think they sold it for about $100 million back in the late 90s. But he started there. Now he's building robots. He owns a company called Neuralink, which is about putting chips in people's brains. Still, the jury's out on that for me. Not quite sure what his intention is with that. He owns a car manufacturing company. He owns a rocket building company. He owns a social media company. And there's probably a couple that I've missed. But he owns and runs all these massive enterprises, which, if you think about it, just one of these international companies that are worth, each in their own right, are worth billions of dollars. But he owns them all. Like one guy. And he successfully runs them. So do you think if somebody dropped a problem in front of him, do you think he would go, oh, that's a deal breaker? Okay, I'm done. I'm out of here. See ya. Or do you think he would be unstoppable? He would find a way around it. Anyway, I wasn't going to spend a lot of time on this, but create a plan. If you are failing to plan, you are planning to fail. So you must have a plan. It doesn't have to be an elaborate plan. It doesn't have to be an incredibly detailed plan. It can be as simple as vision. And then what's my next logical step? Or what's my next 3 to 5 logical steps? And then you take the next logical step. It can be as simple as that. I recommend you have a little more detail in there, but that's the way you start. So create a plan. You need to have some structure in place to be able to get results. And then take action until you succeed. I don't care how many times you fail. Who was it? Rocky? What's his name? Sylvester Stallone said, it doesn't matter how many times you get knocked back up. What matters is to get knocked down. What matters is how many times you get back up. If you get knocked down 99 times, you get up 100. If you get knocked down 999 times, you get up 1,000. This journey is not easy, but it will be worth it. So just continue to take action until you succeed. Now, you will fail far more than you succeed, but they are temporary failures because they are the learnings that you need to have in order to get the success that you desire. And it is trusting the process, being willing to fail your way forward, being willing to become the person you need to be, and continuing to take action every single day until you get the result that you want, period. That's how you make success inevitable. So, 7 steps to soul-aligned wealth. Firstly, decide. I want you to write these down or take a screenshot, but if you write it down and then you take little notes, then it's going to sink in better. The more interactive you are, the better this is going to sink in. And the interaction I'm asking for you today is to take notes on what really resonates with you. So decide. Decide on what it is that you want to create. Decide to make it non-negotiable. Decide that you're worth it. Decide that you're going to do the internal work, the mindset work to be able to become the person you need to be to achieve it. Decide that you are going to take action every single day. Decide that you're going to create a plan. Decide that you're going to get up every single day and you're going to make progress in some way, shape, or form. Everything starts with a decision. If you think of anybody who ever achieved anything great, what was the first part of the process? They decided. And they decided that they were going to make it non-negotiable. And they decided that it was already done. But they just had to actually take the journey to get there. And that comes back to the belief piece. If you believe that it's possible, if you believe that you are capable, if you believe that it's worth it, no matter what you experience, no matter what you encounter, if you believe in your power, then it's already a done deal. But you've got to decide to make it a reality. The next thing is the right vision. So a lot of this, and this is the soul-aligned wealth piece. So for instance, just say I have a vision to help people to have better outcomes with their teeth. I don't know. This is a bit random. I don't know why that came into my head. Is that the right vision for me? Is it something that lights me up? Is it something that I'm passionate about? No. I never think about helping anybody with their teeth. A dentist does that. So somebody who has some sort of alignment and connection with mouth health, with helping people to have great mouth health and good teeth. Maybe they just love seeing people smile and they love to see a beautiful smile. Then they can have a vision to build, to be a dentist and build a really successful dental practice. I know it's a bit random. It's a bit out there. But for me, my vision is to empower and inspire impact-driven entrepreneurs to build wealth and change the world. That's my vision. Now, in order to achieve that, I have specific gifts, talents, knowledge, experience, skill sets. I have a very specific understanding of the landscape. I have a very specific awareness of consciousness. I am impact-driven myself. That is the right vision for me, because when I think of that vision, that mission, it actually lights a fire within me. So your vision needs to light the fire within you. You need to feel passionate about it. That's the right vision for you. The right vehicle. So there are a gazillion different vehicles. There is one that I'm going to share with you today. Now, it's not an opportunity. It is a very broad-based vehicle that I'm going to go through with you today as to why this is the perfect time to use this vehicle from a broad-based perspective. But, you know, if you wanted to impact people with their health, then would buying a McDonald's, if you wanted to impact people in a positive way with their health, would buying a McDonald's be the right vehicle? Yeah, no. You're going to destroy people's health. Unless, and there is a specific industry that does this, unless you wanted to, actually, no, they don't. Unless you wanted to destroy people's health and then build a health company that, you know, you could make a massive amount of money over here by destroying people's health, and then you could have a health company to go, oh, I've got a solution for that. So that's kind of happening on our planet right now a bit. But it's got to be the right vehicle. If you want to impact people's health in the right way, and health is a very big niche, this comes down to niche, then there's multitudes of ways you could do that. You could do it by selling health nutritional supplements. You could do it by being a health practitioner. You could do it by selling specific products that help to relieve pain, as in I bought, don't have it here, it's in another room, but I bought this, my neck and shoulders get very, very tight. I bought this thing where I lie back on it and it helps to just relieve all the pain, or a massage tool or something like that. I also have a little device called a Healy, which is a frequency device. Frequency healing, I think, is the future of healing. So whatever your intention is, it's got to be the right vehicle to be able to achieve the outcome. And that comes into niche as well. The right audience. So it's, if you are trying to sell ice to Eskimos, you're not, unless you're really, 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 really good at sales, you're not going to sell much ice. If you're selling ice to people who are currently in the middle of summer in Europe and the UK, you're going to have a lot more success at selling ice. If you're selling Christmas decorations in May, then you're not going to have a great result. Actually, that's timing. That's not audience. But whatever it is that you're selling, you've got to have an audience that is hungry for what you are selling. Remember that you are solving a problem. Every single transaction is about solving a problem. Every single transaction. Problem, people spend money for the solution. It doesn't matter what it is. So if you are selling entertainment, then you are solving the problem. Somebody wants to be entertained. Solution is the entertainment. Somebody wants to be educated. You provide the education. They will spend money to solve the problem that they want to be educated in something. So, but you've got to have the right audience that is aligned with your product, your solution, your service, whatever it might be. The right systems and strategies. So this is super, super key. There is, again, a gazillion ways. All of this, there is an infinite amount of ways that this could go together, these 7 steps. It's important to know what is right for you, what is right for the service or the product that you are dishing up to your specific audience. And it's important that you understand each of these elements and how to put them together, but you don't have to understand all of this right now. This is big picture stuff. But unless you get these things right, then you're really going to struggle to succeed. And there's plenty of ways that you can learn how to do this. You just got to be willing to take the journey. The right mindset, of course. I work with business owners. I work on strategy and business strategy. It is a big part of what I do. But my passion is mindset, is helping entrepreneurs, impact-driven entrepreneurs, conscious entrepreneurs to build an unstoppable mindset, to help them to release the fears, the doubts, the limiting beliefs, the stories, the paradigms, the unconscious competence, their blocks that is stopping them from stepping into their power and being their best selves. Because when you have the right mindset, this is no longer overwhelming. You go, right, okay. It seems like big, but I'm just going to break it down. I'm going to take it step by step by step by step, and I'm going to take those steps. Journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step until I reach the success on the other side. That is what success is. And when you have the right mindset, it's a done deal. The right action, of course. Now, a lot of the action is going to be in deciding all of this stuff that makes up your unique wealth formula. This is about your soul mission and your unique wealth formula. So if you think about strategies and systems, sales is a part of that. So within your business, you have lead generation. So it's finding your customers. There's specific strategies to find your customers, which is part of the marketing. Then you have the sales part, which is another part of the specific strategies and systems that you have. Then you have the fulfillment part, the product, the service, the delivery. They're the 3 primary keys of business. And it's getting all of this right to fulfill successfully those 3 components that then create the wealth. It really is that simple. Lead generation, finding your audience, getting their attention. Write this down. Attention is the #1 commodity in business. Getting people's attention. And it ain't as easy as it sounds. Getting people's attention, lead generation, then building rapport with them. So you build rapport, you build a know, like, and trust relationship with them, and you lead them to the promised land. The promised land is where they buy your product, your service, your widget, whatever it is that you're offering that effectively solves their problem, make the sale. All of that is relationship marketing. And then you have the fulfillment piece on the back end. And maybe you have some support as well, some follow-up support, whatever it is that you're selling. But it's having the right, it's taking the right actions at the right time. Not putting the cart before the horse. And it's understanding how that comes together. We're not taught, we're not born knowing this stuff. This is knowledge and skill sets that you develop. But it's being willing to take the journey so you can understand this and leverage those who already know how to help you to get from where you are to where you want to be. So you don't have to do all this on your own. You work with others. You use the information that's already out there. And you leverage the knowledge and the people that is available to you so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to do this from scratch. So rule number 1, I want you to put down your pens. I'm going to take a quick drink. Okay, rule number 1. Are you ready? Remember that you are infinitely powerful. Now, if you've been on this training before, you know what I'm going to do next. And this can really change the game for you. I want you to put your hands on your heart. And I want you to say, with conviction, I am infinitely powerful. Repeat after me. I am infinitely powerful. I want you to feel how that lands for you. I am infinitely powerful. One more time, say it like you mean it, and feel yourself embody this knowing. I am infinitely powerful. Let that resonate in your body, in your cells, in your subconscious, in your energy field. Let it land. Now, think about if you show up embodying that belief every day, what changes? How big do you dare to dream? What actions will you take? What kind of person will you be and will you become? What is possible when you believe I am infinitely powerful? What is possible for you? Do you feel and notice how all of a sudden your field has expanded? All of a sudden, walls and barriers that were there before are either crumbling or weakening significantly. Do you start to appreciate that when you show up embodying that identity, that everything changes? That one identity belief. Now, remember I said, I don't know, about 45 minutes ago, about there are different types of beliefs. Your identity beliefs are the most impactful in helping you to achieve your results. So if you believe I am unstoppable, I am resilient, I am infinitely powerful, I am worthy and deserving, I am abundant, I am wealthy, it's the be part that creates the have part. People think it's have, do, be. It's not. It's be, do, have. When you are being powerful, you do different things, you get different results, which means you have different outcomes. Be first. Adopt the right identities, and that again is an evolution. It's a process, it's a journey, it's a growth, it's an expansion. But that one belief I am infinitely powerful will rock your world. And if that is the only thing you take away from the 2 hours that I'm going to just pour all over you today, then that is a powerful point of change for you. Okay, so rule number 2. Remember rule number 1. Okay. I want you to actually write, I am infinitely powerful. I want you to write it out in big bold letters on pieces of paper and stick them everywhere, or print them out on a printer and put them up where you can see them. I have clients who write it on their mirror, and they say it to themselves each time they go into the bathroom or in the mornings, when they get up. But reinforcing this belief, I am infinitely powerful, is going to really help you to accelerate your journey. I'm doing the best I can to give you the keys to the kingdom in 2 hours. I cannot solve all your problems. I cannot help you to get everything in the right place and know exactly how it's going to show out. Well, you're never going to know how anyway. But I'm doing the best I can within 2 hours to help you to make massive progress. The world needs you to be wealthy. I'm not going to labor on this either, but remember I was talking about conscious entrepreneurs, social enterprises. We have a lot of problems on this planet. A lot of which humanity has contributed to, actually, if not everything that humanity has contributed to in some way, shape, or form. Doesn't mean that we are all responsible. It means that there's our presence, the humanity's presence, is responsible for a lot of the problems on the planet. So instead of being part of the problem, we now switch, we become a part of the solution. And by being wealthy, whatever you are passionate about, whatever cause you wish to champion, whatever problem you wish to solve, by having the financial resources, you have the ability to help to create change in the world. And we need people like you to be wealthy, to be financially abundant, to be able to pour those resources into solving the problems that we have on the planet right now, not leaving it up to 1 people or 2 people, a couple of people who are making a big difference in the world. Actually, one person I want you to research is a man called Manoj Bhargava. I've forgotten how to spell that, but his name is Manoj Bhargava. You will find him at a website called Billions in Change. Billions in Change. So this is not a guy who is like an Elon Musk, who is, everybody knows. Very few people know about this guy. I don't even remember how I heard about him. But this dude, oh my God. He created an energy drink called 5 Hour Energy or something. Went gangbusters. I don't know when he created it. He sold it first in the United States, then it went global, international. And he created $1 billion company on one drink, 5 Hour Energy. Solved a problem. People are feeling they're feeling tired, wrung out, they need a boost of energy. He created a solution for that. And clearly a very successful solution, and marketed it very successfully. And he's actually of Indian descent, but lives in the United States. Now, he was very social enterprise minded, and he went, well, I don't need billions of dollars. I don't need private jets and all this other flash stuff. What am I going to do with all this money? And he decided on the three problems that he wanted to help solve. That was clean water for third world countries, energy production for third world countries, and sustainable food production for third world countries. So what he did was, instead of taking all of this on himself, he took his billions of dollars. He built an engineer's playground, and he invited engineers to come up with solutions to these 3 problems, present their solutions. They had to be simple, because remember, we're doing this in third world countries, so they couldn't be complex. Present the solutions, and then if he saw merit in them, in the ideas, he would let them have all the resources that they needed. He would provide all the resources that they needed, remembering this is a zero profit company. So zero net profit. So they don't make any money. But the engineers he would give them everything they needed, all the resources, all the money to develop their ideas to be able to create the solutions in the world. So go and check this guy out. It is amazing. Imagine if there were more Manoj Bhargavas who were doing these kinds of things in the world. It'd be a very different planet, wouldn't it? Now, I'm not saying that you need to be a billionaire. I mean, the Conscious Billionaire t-shirts that I have, which are purely for my my billionaire university clients, by the way. Every billionaire university client gets one of these t-shirts, not a pink one. They get a white one or a black one. But this is about impacting 1 billion people in the world. My intention is to ultimately positively impact 1 billion people in the world, not directly necessarily, but indirectly, by empowering and inspiring other impact-driven entrepreneurs. So when you are wealthy, you have the capacity, the ability, the resources to create massive change in the world. Now, the other thing about a successful entrepreneur is that it's not actually it's not ever about your resources, it's about your resourcefulness. Remember I mentioned that thing, OPM, other people's money? So even if you don't have the money, you have a network. Your net worth is equivalent to your network. Sorry, your network. Brain freeze. I've had a massive brain freeze. Yeah, your net worth is equivalent to your network. Yes, that's the way it works. So even if you don't have the resources, you have other people who can provide you the resources. You think about billionaires. What kind of relationship do they have with banks? They don't use their own money to advance their causes, to advance their businesses, to expand their operations. They use other people's money. They go to the banks, and they've got a good relationship with the banks. Guess what? When you have a lot more money, you can negotiate your interest rate. You don't have to just take whatever they give you. When you are wealthy, they want your money. They want your business, because you make them money. So you can negotiate your price, particularly when you're lending millions, tens of millions of dollars. Of course, the smaller interest rate still makes, a smaller interest rate on $10 million obviously makes the bank a lot more money than a larger interest rate on a loan of $500,000. Makes sense, doesn't it? So this is the way the financial world works. So this is why the world needs you to be wealthy. So I've already said it, more money equals more impact. The more money you have, the more impact you can make. This is why you need to resolve any conflict that you have around money now, right now, as we head into this new age and this new era for the planet and for humanity. I just want us to take a step back at the moment, because I know I focus a lot on what it is that you can do for others. So let me take a step back and acknowledge that I know that you have hopes and dreams for yourself. I know that you want a better life for yourself. That is also a part of this equation. I just realized that I am focusing so much on the impact that you can have that I am actually I am overlooking what dreams and hopes you have for yourself. And I've probably, depending on where you're at, I've probably gone a bit too far, a bit too soon. But remember what I said, that you need to put your own mask on first. So your hopes and dreams are, your vision for your life is encapsulated within this bigger framework. I'm a big vision, a big picture person. So sometimes people get a bit lost, particularly if you're detailed. Oh my gosh, my nose is so itchy. Please excuse me. I find when I'm speaking truth, my nose just itches like crazy. So I do apologize if you can see me scratching my nose. But what you want for yourself, your dreams, your lifestyle, where you want to live, the kind of house you want to live in, the kind of trips that you want to take, the kind of things that you want to experience, the kind of magic that you want to have in your life. It is all encapsulated within the framework of having this influence on others in your life. So please don't think that I have made that irrelevant. It is far from that. It is very relevant. And the universe wants more for you than you want for yourself. So please understand that your hopes, your dreams for yourself are so, so important. I just needed to, just kind of dropped in. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. A lot of people are stuck, and it's like, wait a minute, I want to look after me. Yes, absolutely. That's all a part of the equation. Please know that. So building true wealth is not a spectator sport. You have to get on the field. You have to be willing to take the action. You have to be willing to take the journey. So Brene Brown, who's also a terrific author, she does books on leadership and all sorts of all kinds of great concepts. And she says that if you are not willing to get on the field, then you do not have the right to criticize and judge somebody who is on the field. And if you are not willing to get on the field, if you're going to sit back and just watch it unfold, then your ability to impact and influence change in your life and in the world, it's non-existent. If you want to build wealth, you've got to get on the field. You've got to play the game. You've got to be willing to do the internal work. If you want to sit on the couch and watch Netflix, then go and do that. But don't imagine that you're going to build wealth while you're doing that. So this is another point where I'm going to get you to participate. I want you to write down, what does wealth mean for you? This is really important. What does wealth mean for you? And it comes back to what I was talking about 2 minutes ago. What does it mean for you specifically? What kind of life are you going to live when you are wealthy? When you are wealthy. Notice I say when, not if. Your language is very, very important. When you are wealthy, what life will you be living? Where will you be living? Who will you be hanging out with? What kind of things will you be experiencing? What will your life look like? This is about you now. What does wealth mean for you? It gives you leverage. It gives you choice. What choices will you make when you are wealthy that are different to the choices you're making right now? What lights you up? What makes you happy? What fulfills your soul? Now that again is a big question. I've given you some big questions today that you can go and expand on after this. And now it's time to give money meaning. So it comes back to more than just about you. What does radical freedom look like to you? So this is radical freedom or legacy wealth. It's having the resources to make all the choices that you want to make. What does radical freedom look like to you? And I give you a few seconds, not long, I'm just going to give you a few seconds to start your mind ticking over with these questions, because you probably have never thought about these things before. What does radical freedom look like to you? Dare to dream huge. Who else will benefit from the money? This comes back to your broader perspective. Who else will benefit from the money? Who else will benefit in your immediate environment? In the greater environment? Your family, your community, your state, your country, the world. Doesn't have to be that big. Just whatever lights you up. Who else will benefit from the money? What would wealth mean for you and the cause you champion, or the problem, the thing that breaks your heart? So, what breaks your heart in the world right now? If you had the financial resources to be able to affect change, say for instance, you had $10 million, all your needs are taken care of, and you've got $10 million that you can allocate anywhere to anything. How would you allocate that money? And that thing in the world that breaks your heart, how effectively do you think you could help to make a dent in helping to solve that problem? You might not be able to solve the whole problem with $10 million, but do you think you could make a significant impact with $10 million? It's a bit like when I was listening to the guy who helped to start Who Gives a Crap. And he said that feeling of when we gave our first $5 million to, I'm not actually sure, forgive me, but I'm not actually sure whether he created the infrastructure that helped to build the toilets, or whether he gave it to another organization to do it. I don't know about that piece. But he said when he allocated that first $5 million, it was just like, it was the best feeling ever. So imagine you've got 10 million bucks. Now it could be one cause, it could be multiple causes. But how would that feel for you? Knowing you're taken care of and you've just helped to make a significant impact for something that breaks your heart in the world. How would that feel? Would it feel satisfying, fulfilling? Would it light you up? Would it help you to feel like your life mattered? That you made a difference? That you're leaving a legacy? Feels pretty good. So give the money meaning. Money loves to be put to work. Money needs to be put to work. The vast majority of people on the planet, what do they do when they get money? They spend it, because that's the way we're programmed and conditioned. We get money, we spend it. We get more money, we go and spend that. And we spend it on, do you know that that clothing is the fourth largest pollution problem on the planet? Clothing. Because people just keep buying new clothes and then they dump the stuff that they have. It's insane. That blew my mind when I found that out. I'm not a person who buys a lot of clothes, by the way. It's not something that really, I wear these t-shirts most of the time. Instead of spending money on stuff that does not light you up, spend money on stuff that has meaning for you. I spend most of my money, I reinvest it back in my business. That's where most of my money goes. Because that is something that I know I can then expand my reach, my influence, my impact. That's what lights me up. Plus, my horses take a lot. They're expensive beasts, those things. So, would you like to know how to make an extra $100,000 in the next 100 days working smarter, not harder? Is that something that would interest you? All right, here we go. You're probably going to either write really fast or take a screenshot of what I'm about to go through with you. And I'm going to go super duper fast because we've already been here 90 minutes. So 100K in 100 days. Here's what you need to know. Here's what you need to take action on. Number one, understand the problem that you solve. If you're a dentist, you solve the problem of helping people have nice smiles, ease their tooth pain. Toothache, one of the most painful things you could experience, toothache. So the problem that you solve, you relieve pain, you give people a nice smile. If you're a massage therapist, you help to relieve pain. If you're an entertainer, you help to help people to feel good through the entertainment that you provide. You uplift them, you inspire them. If you're an educator, you help people to learn stuff. Today, what am I doing today? I am educating people. I'm educating you. So what problem do you solve? Who is your ideal client? So who is the client who has the problem that you solve? Pretty simple, really, when you think about it. But most people really don't identify their client effectively. This is their psychographics, their demographics, understand their client and the pain that they are in, because that's how you articulate your solution to them. Remember I said getting attention is the #1 commodity in the world today for business? Then you have to communicate with them that in a way that wins their trust and says, I have the solution to your problem. What is your message? That's what you need to articulate. What is your message? My message comes down to one phrase. I've already said it. It is 4 words. And that is the core message of everything that I do. You are infinitely powerful. That is my core message. Everything that I do comes out of that. So what is your message? It needs to be short. It needs to be powerful. It needs to get your customers or clients' attention. It needs to hold your customers or clients' attention. It needs to be the foundation of everything that you do. What's your offer? So you've got their attention. You're building rapport and trust with your customer or client. Then you need to make them an offer. What's your offer? You got to make the right offer at the right time to the right person. That's how you make money. Right offer, right time, right person. So what's your offer? What's your call to action? So when you are building your marketing strategy and your marketing system, everything that you put out to the world, to your audience, needs to have some sort of call to action. So every piece of content that I put out, like when I do a YouTube video, my call to action is come and join my community. Come and sign up for my free training. Come and join my wealth consciousness movement where you get access to this massive library of tapping videos. There's always some call to action. You've got to tell people what you want them to do, because otherwise they don't know what to do. Tell people what you want them to do. It's as simple as, it's something that I've only done recently on my videos. I've missed the boat on this so badly for years, but just asking people to like my videos, subscribe to my channel, and comment on my videos. Hit the notification bell on my YouTube channel. Makes a big difference because people don't think about it unless you tell them. So what marketing strategies will you use? There's a gazillion out there. I'm not even going to start on this, but what marketing strategies will you use? What is your marketing formula? It's going to be fairly unique to you, but there are very effective strategies already out there that you just need to put the right ones in place for you. What action steps, strategies, and systems do you need to implement to achieve the 100K in the 100 days? So the vision, the goal, the intention is to make 100K in 100 days. Then it's putting together the formula, your unique formula. What action steps, what strategies and systems do you need to implement to achieve it? Okay, this is another question I want you to write down, and this is about your mindset. This is about recognizing the blocks and limiting beliefs that are stopping you from achieving 100K in 100 days. What's slowing you down? So you could write it down is what's slowing me down, holding me back, and stopping me from achieving 100K in 100 days. What's slowing me down, holding me back, and stopping me from achieving 100K in 100 days. Okay. If you haven't got all of that, take a screenshot. I'm about to move on. All right, 5 steps to financial freedom. I'm going to race through this because I'm already way over. So financial confidence, if you've been on my presentations, you've seen this before, but if you haven't, then this can be a game changer. Financial confidence is when you know that you can meet all your financial obligations. You can pay all your debts, you can pay all your bills. You are confident that you have enough money to be able to meet all your obligations and probably have money left over. That's financial confidence. Financial security is when you know that that you have enough money or resources put aside that even if you've only got one stream of income, if that stream of income stopped, then you are going to be okay for 6 to 12 months. Then you have enough backing, financial backing. What really shocked me, I only heard this a couple of months ago. It shocked me to find out that the vast majority of 6-figure owners in the United States are living paycheck to paycheck. And that would be in Australia as well. It would be in the UK as well. The most people who are earning 6 figures or more are living paycheck to paycheck. Why? Because they've been conditioned to spend. So as their income increased, they got nicer cars, they got more debt, they're living paycheck to paycheck. There's a saying that the vast majority of people are just 4 weeks away from being homeless. Or is it 2 paychecks? I think it's 2 paychecks away from being homeless. Like, what? That's crazy. We have no financial literacy. That's the problem. So when you have financial security, you know that if you lose your job or if your income suddenly stops, look what happened 3.5 years ago. The entire world was shut down. Businesses went broke. Profitable businesses, well-established businesses went bust, belly up within a matter of weeks or months. So having finances put aside for a rainy day. There's a practice, a very old practice for farmers whereby they would bury feed. I don't know how that works, but farmers who had cattle here in Australia, because we have this massive cycle of drought and flood. So in the good times, they would actually bury feed. So in the hard times, they had feed that they could bring up and feed their cattle, so their cattle didn't die. It's the same with your finances. It's putting money aside so you have backing. So if the crap hits the fan, you know that you are secure. Financial independence. It means you are not relying on one stream of income. You're not relying on a job. You're not relying on one stream of income in a business, that you have multiple streams of income. You are financially independent from any one source. Financial abundance, sort of self-explanatory. You have an abundance. You can make better quality choices. You can live a lifestyle that really is like your dream lifestyle. Then you have financial freedom, and this goes to the next level again. So it goes beyond your choices for the immediate dream life that you have, it's way bigger than that. You have far more resources. You have complete financial freedom. So what I want you to do now is I want you to write a number beside each. So how much money do you need to have financial confidence, being able to meet all your obligations easily? How much do you need for financial security? How much do you need for financial independence? Don't spend a lot of time on it. Just think about it. Just think about it for a second. Write a number down. How much do you need for financial abundance? Now, this could be, I would suggest either a yearly income and then you break it down to a monthly income. And how much would you need for financial freedom? So the reason I'm getting you to do this is that so that you have something tangible. Now, if you're already at the level of financial confidence and you don't have financial security yet, then you have a goal, a financial goal, and you understand what you need for financial security and so on and so forth. If you're not in the place of financial confidence, it's giving yourself a tangible figure to know that I need this much income every month to feel financially confident. And when you feel financially confident, all of a sudden your vibration, your frequency, your lifts, and you have less resistance to receiving more money. So imagine if you felt, if you don't feel this way yet, imagine if you felt completely confident about being able to meet all your financial obligations, then how does your state of mind and your state of being shift? Makes a big difference, doesn't it? Now with those numbers, I want you to double them. Double those numbers, because I can guarantee you have grossly underestimated what you need for each phase. Now, what strategies will you use to achieve each step? Like I said, I could take 2 full days to unpack this fully in a 2-day workshop. So you can go away and work on all of this afterwards. 90% of success is mindset. I actually think it's 92 to 96% of success is mindset, because once you have an unstoppable mindset, your success is inevitable. Seriously. So you need to work more on your mindset than you do on anything else. Your mindset is absolutely key, foundational, essential, critical to your success. That's why I'm so passionate about mindset. The foundation of everything is mindset. You talk to any successful person in anything, any sports person, any business person, even any person in a relationship. Health, mindset about health. And that comes down to your key values as well. One of my top 3 values is my health. That is why I spend quite a lot of time exercising. I eat really healthy. I take nutritional supplements, but I have a solid mindset around my health. It's very, very important to me. I go and see natural health practitioners. Very rarely do I see a medical professional. I went and saw a medical professional 3 weeks ago when my horse did a tap dance on my foot. Believe me, that was not a fun moment. Fortunately, nothing was broken and it's actually recovered really well. But you know why? Because I came back and I iced it straight away, and I've got these products that I slapped all over it. I'm still slapping these products all over it because they're all about cellular rejuvenation and they accelerate healing, because health is such an important part of my life for me. I spend money on these products to be able to optimize my health, but my mindset is really set on that. If you argue for your limitations, you get to keep them. I want you to just think about this for a moment. So if you keep saying, I don't have the money, you will always not have the money. If you don't look for a way to overcome this problem, that is, I don't have the money. If you don't look for a solution, it's all about stop saying I can't, start saying how can I? If you keep saying I can't because that is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Everything we tell ourselves is a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's not safe. I'm not good enough. I don't deserve it. Self-fulfilling prophecy. I'm broke. Self-fulfilling prophecy. I'm too tired. Self-fulfilling prophecy. You keep telling yourself I'm too tired, you will always be too tired. I don't have enough time. Everybody has the same amount of time. How does somebody like Elon Musk run 5, 6, whatever it is, multi-billion-dollar companies? That dude has no more time than you do. He has leverage. He finds solutions to problems. He has leverage. He started out 2 people in an office. That's where he lived, started PayPal. Now he runs 5 multi-billion-dollar companies. He has no more time now than he did when he started PayPal. What he has is leverage. What he has is resources. What he has is teams around him. What he has is infrastructure, systems, strategies. And he uses his skill sets to manage all of it successfully. Mind-blowing. I have no idea how he does that. And when he was the geek starting PayPal, he would have had no idea either. He became the person he needed to be. If somebody had told him in the 1990s that he would be managing multiple multi-billion-dollar companies, what do you think he would have said? Dude, you're crazy. No way I would know how to do that. He does now. Do you think he ever argued for his limitations? Yeah, maybe, but it would have been like for this much time. Stop arguing for your limitations. Start saying, I am infinitely powerful, because that means you have 0 limitations. Who are you and who do you need to become? Whoops, went too fast. Who are you and who do you need to become? I'm going to give you a few seconds on this. Now, because we've already asked the question, who are you? Who am I? Now the question is, who do you need to become? Because whatever your dream is, you need to become the person who is capable of it. Elon Musk. He wasn't the person he needed to be able to run multiple billion-dollar companies in the 1990s. He is now. Who did he need to become? What traits and characteristics did he need to develop and embody to become the person who was capable of achieving such an incredible feat of being one of the most successful people, if not the most successful person in the world? And I'm not talking about the richest person, because they're the richest people. They're the shadows. The richest people in the world, we don't even know who they are. They're in the background. But I would say that in a context of somebody who is a massive high achiever, I personally think that Elon Musk is probably one of, or if not the most successful person in the world in his capacity and capabilities. And I don't think he's certainly not reached his limit at this point. I don't think he is even, I think he has a lot more left in him. So, oh man, all right. Let's go through this really, really quickly. This is the vehicle I was talking about. It is an online business. I want you to take a screenshot of this. These are the reasons you want to start an online business. Low startup costs, work from anywhere, anytime. You have a global audience, 8 billion people, abundance of business models. There are gazillions of different business models that you can take online. Fast and effective delivery. So even if you have a physical product, you can deliver that globally within weeks. If you have a digital product, you can deliver it instantly. Massive leverage. So leverage is other things that augment your efforts. So it's things like when you build in the online space, you build a sales funnel or a marketing funnel. You have a lead generation, you have a customer relationship management system, you have a sales system, all linked together. This is all linked. You have content that you create, and it all integrates. Then you have the delivery. So we have the lead, the sales, the delivery, the fulfillment, all integrated. You build it once, it continues to work 24/7. So you make money 24/7 while you sleep. You build it once, that's leverage. You do it once, and it can do that for one person. It can do that for 1 million people over and over and over and over. That's leverage. And that is massive in the online space. And there are zero limits on your income and your ability to create impact. And you can create multiple streams of income. You can do it once, you can do it twice, you can do it 100 times. Rinse and repeat. So online business vehicles. These are just a few that can create multiple millions, if not billion-dollar businesses. E-commerce, sell crap online. Affiliate marketing, you sell other people's crap online and you get a commission for it. Affiliate marketing, really, really great business model, by the way. Online education, huge, expanding at a rapid rate. People like to learn stuff. So whatever your knowledge, your skills, your expertise, you package it up into an educational framework and you sell it as education to people who want to learn what you already know. Coaching and consulting, also expanding at a massive rate. More and more people are understanding that they need support. They need people in their environment to keep them accountable, to help them to find solutions to the problems and get over the problems that they have, to guide them, to really help them to collapse time, which is something that actually a client recently said about me. I help people to collapse time. So instead of doing it all on your own, leveraging the people who already have the skills, the expertise and knowledge to get you there fast. Investing, and you can become a coach and consultant. So if that's something that lights you up, that inspires you, it's a booming industry. Investing and trading, not something I know anything about, zero, zip. This is something that the idea of sitting there and doing this, basically, I would rather go and jump off a tall building. Maybe not that extreme, but you get my drift. But do not play games you don't understand. Make sure you get education. We go back to the online education piece. If you want to go into investing and trading, so you understand and have the right skill sets, because otherwise you're going to lose your shirt. Professional services. Just about any professional service can be delivered online. We even have telemarketing services now. Any service-based business, even if, like a massage therapist, you can't deliver the massage online. However, you could have complementary products that you can sell online that help people to solve the problem that you solve with the physical massage. So things like magnesium products. Topical application of magnesium helps to release tight muscles. It could be an actual physical massage thing that you sell online. So instead of you having to massage somebody, they massage themselves. Clearly not as nice, and maybe not even as effective. However, it is a solution to a problem. MLM network marketing, please do not dismiss this as a business model. I know a lot of people, their hairs go up on the back of their neck as soon as they hear this, because it does have a stigma because of bad actors and bad players. But the actual, when you get the components of this right, the actual business model is incredible. It is incredible. I've made quite a lot of money out of multi-level marketing and network marketing. And if somebody wants to go into this field, the key is to do it right. You've got to do it right. There are a lot of people out there. The reason people fail is they just get it wrong. They get the formula wrong. But there is enormous potential for anybody, and it's a great way to get started. I reckon if you are just starting, I advise either affiliate marketing or multi-level marketing as two things that you need to consider. We have the perfect storm right now in that, and I still have about 10 minutes to go. Just know that I still have about 10 minutes worth to get through. So hang in there. We are getting there, and I'm going to go super duper fast now. So the perfect storm, before the last 3.5 years, already the online space was increasing exponentially every single year. People have more confidence with spending money online now than they did 10 years ago, a lot more confidence. There's a lot more products and services being offered online now, almost everything. If you have a business and you don't have an online component, you are missing out. You are leaving hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars on the table if you don't have an online component. I do so much shopping online. I live out in a little country place. I do not want to have to travel 45 minutes to an hour to 2 hours every time I want to buy stuff. I just buy it online and it arrives at my post office, which is like 2 minutes up the road. So it's convenient, it's fast, it's effective, it's an effective way of delivery. So if you're not considering online, then why not? Because you are leaving millions, if not tens of millions of dollars on the table. 5 keys to being unstoppable. Clarity of vision, purpose, and direction. I've already really covered a lot of this. Get very, very clear on what it is that you want to create. Clarity of vision, purpose, and direction. Your focus and your attitude. Be solution focused and be laser focused on where you are going. Forget about your problems, pay attention to your dreams, and show up with a can-do, no matter what, whatever it takes kind of attitude. Leverage your superpowers. This is your gifts, your talents, your unconscious competence, your core genius, the knowledge and skills that you have acquired and developed over your years on the planet. All of that makes up your superpowers. What do you play out that other people have to work at? This is also about your passion, your purpose, all of it. Activating the power within. Remember, you are infinitely powerful. Now you have to activate that power. And every day you get up, you decide to be the most powerful version of you can possibly be. And you do whatever it takes, which is the mindset work, to activate the power within. You release the limiting beliefs, the fears, the doubts, the things that are telling you it's not safe, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve it. That's how you activate the power within. You release the limiting beliefs, the fears and the doubts, the things that are stopping you, slowing you down and holding you back. That's how you become the most powerful version of you. And then you take consistent, aligned, inspired action. Consistent, daily, aligned. Already spoken about getting into alignment. Having the right the right action plan that is aligned with who you are. Inspiration, in spirit. So you will be guided, you will be supported, you will get nudges from the universe, spirit, God, whatever you want to call it. And then you take inspired action. Very important. We are human beings. We are not human doings. But there is a huge action piece in this entire equation. It's important you are doing the right things, not just taking action for the sake of taking action, but you are taking the right action at the right time in the right order. And the right amount of action as well. If you don't find a way to earn money while you sleep, you will work until you die, Warren Buffett. That's why I recommend online, massive leverage. Healing your relationship with money. Okay, this is the last really big piece before we go into the final part of this presentation. So, healing your relationship with money. The first thing you need to do is identify what your conflicts are with money. Now, I'm going to get you to write this down. What does money mean for you? What meaning have you assigned to money? In order for you to understand the question, I'm going to give you a couple of examples. So if when you were a little child, because most of our mindset stuff is developed between the ages of 0 and 7, which is when we're most impressionable, and it's developed through what we're exposed to, the experiences and the information and the things that are demonstrated to us in those first 7 years. And then you've got 7 to 12 that they're also very impressionable, but not as impressionable. And then things influence us along the way after the years of 16 and 17, but nothing like in those early formative years, 0 to 7. So for instance, in those early years in your household, there was lots of arguments and conflict around money. You probably would have formed a belief that money causes arguments, money causes conflict, money causes pain. So it comes down to money means conflict. Money means arguments. Money means pain. Money means a lack of love. I worked with a client recently who, in her world, she actually grew up in a rich environment, but her mother was really abusive. And her father, because money was his top core value, your core values, actually, you cannot act in a way that is inconsistent with your core values for an extended period of time. I'll repeat that. You cannot act in a way that is inconsistent with your core values for an extended period of time. Her father was rich. He created wealth from the value of money, because money was one of his top core values, if not the top core value. Acknowledging the abuse that was being visited on her with the mother would mean that he would have to address the relationship and the dysfunction within the relationship, which could have ultimately led to a breakup, which could have ultimately led to him losing his money and his wealth, or half of it. Because money was his top core value, he decided to ignore the fact that his daughter was being abused. I know. It's not fun, is it? So in her world, you could either have love or you could either have money, but you couldn't have both. In her world, money meant abuse. Do you see the relationship there? So it's identifying the conflicts, then releasing the meaning that you have assigned to money, to wealth. It could be that you have had examples in your life that what wealthy people are mean, cruel, ignorant, that they'll do anything for money, that they're criminals. There's a lot of examples that we tend to latch onto around that. So if you have all these negative judgments about wealthy people, then it's highly unlikely you're going to be able to create wealth on the other side. So what meaning have you assigned to money? What does money mean for you? Identifying those conflicts and then releasing them, because everything is a story. Everything is a story. Once you let go of your emotional attachment to the story, which is why I love EFT tapping, you can create a whole new future, a whole new relationship. You can assign new meaning to those things, meaning that supports you being wealthy. Releasing those fears, doubts, limiting beliefs, blocks, lack of self-worth. As I said, EFT tapping, this technique. Sorry, my brain's a bit fried too. I also use reframing techniques. I use instant miracle technique. I use other energy release techniques with my clients to help them to release those blocks that are stopping them from being the best they can possibly be and from creating wealth. And then create new empowering beliefs. So once you release the beliefs, you want to install new empowering beliefs. Again, you can do that with EFT tapping and other energy techniques and reframing and coaching techniques to adopt new empowering beliefs that support you building wealth. Align wealth with your core values. Already giving you an example of that. So just because you don't have money as a top core value doesn't mean you can't create wealth. If a top core value for you is to make a difference in the world, then recognizing and acknowledging that money is the fuel for you to having more impact and aligning money with that top core value then makes money much higher up on the hierarchy scale of your values. This is important. And I know that I am glossing over this so quick because I didn't realize that I had taken so much time through the rest of the presentation. But when you really align the two, align money with your core values. So say family is a top core value. Then you align money with supporting your family, with giving your family opportunities, with providing your family, and you take money and you consciously align money with that top core value. All of a sudden, money is now a part of your core value system at the very top of the hierarchy. genius the way this works and the way you can work with the brain. When you do this successfully, game changer. So again, coming in with your soul alignment, with creating soul wealth, soul aligned wealth. Once you align value with your soul mission, your soul purpose, game changer. All of a sudden, money becomes your BFF. And you change your relationship with money. Lock onto wealth. It must be a dominant goal for you. Almost an obsession, but a healthy obsession. Thinking about the strategies, about the ways you're going to create more wealth. I can guarantee you, Elon Musk thinks of very little else apart from his businesses. That's why he doesn't have a long-lasting relationship. It's because he is obsessed. You don't have to be Elon Musk, by the way, but he is obsessed with businesses. What does he need to create such massive businesses? Money. Can't do it without it, wherever he gets it from, whether it's his or somebody else's. So, and being completely congruent with the process, completely congruent with how you create wealth, completely congruent with the impact that it has, completely congruent in having that 7-step formula that I laid out for you on creating soul aligned wealth. Congruence is key. Right, so this is what we have covered. The answer to all your problems. Creating legacy wealth without selling your soul. How to make success inevitable. The 7 steps to soul aligned wealth. How to impact millions and build wealth fast. The 5 steps to financial freedom. How to heal your relationship with money. The 5 keys to being unstoppable. And the 9th thing, which I haven't covered, and it's going to take me like 2 minutes, is the keys to unlocking the secrets of the universe. So now you are just one decision away from building wealth, freedom, and success. Just one decision. What you do next matters. Start where you're at. Doesn't matter what part of this journey you're on. Start where you're at. Use what you have. Do what you can. Remember, I am infinitely powerful. So start where you're at. Use what you have. Do what you can. It's all you need to do. Don't get overwhelmed by everything that I've shared with you. I have no idea how Elon Musk does what he does. I don't need to. I just need to run my business. I just need to start where I'm at. I just need to use what I have. I just do what I can to achieve my goal today. That's it. My intent is my goal to impact 100,000 impact-driven entrepreneurs and ultimately impact 1 billion people. Yes, I have no idea how the hell I'm going to make that happen at this point. I can't. I'm only on like the first step of the ladder in the context of impacting 1 billion people. But I have the goal, the vision, the intention, and I will start where I'm at. I use what I have. I do what I can every day. The next thing you have to do is decide. No matter where you're at, you have to make a decision as to where you want to go and what you're going to do to get there. Remember, decide to make it non-negotiable. Decide to work on your mindset. Decide that you're worth it. Decide that you're going to do whatever you need to make progress and get to where you want to be. Who's on your team? Now, I ask this question for a very specific reason, because your team environment will either support you or sabotage you. So it's bringing the people into your world who are going to give you the support, the guidance, the knowledge, the information, the structure that you need to get from where you are to where you want to be. The people who are going to hold you accountable, the people who are going to uplift you, inspire you, empower you, the people who are going to champion you, the people who are going to pick you up when you're down, the people who are going to believe in you when you don't believe in yourself. Who's on your team? Really important. You can do it the slow way or you can do it the fast way. You can collapse time by bringing the right people into your world. And who do you need to be in your immediate circle to get the best possible progress for where you're at right now. Now, for different people, it's going to be different skill sets that you need to learn. It's going to be different information that you need. And so analyze where you're at. Analyze what you need right now to make the biggest possible progress, to make a quantum leap, and find somebody who can help you to bridge that gap and collapse time so you can get the most progress as fast as possible. Otherwise, you have the ability to do all of this on your own. Question is, how long is it going to take for you to learn everything that you need to learn, for you to put it all together? How many mistakes are you going to have to make in the process? And how long is it going to take if you try to do this on your own? So if you would like to know how I can help you to collapse time and achieve your goals super duper fast, get you on the right path to achieving 100K in the next 100 days in your business, then book a strategy call with me. I have multiple ways that I can help you. And during a 30-minute call, I'm going to work with you to solve the biggest challenge that you are facing in your business right now, whether you have an idea or an established business. I'll help you to solve the biggest challenge that you're facing. I'll help you to achieve more clarity on the future and profitability of your business. And I'll help you to create a customized strategic action plan to create wealth while fulfilling your purpose and building a legacy. I'm not going to help you to do the whole thing, to get the whole thing done, but I will help you to actually know the next most logical steps. So please, if you are ready to invest in yourself, then you can book a strategy call with me. If you're not ready to invest in yourself, then you are in my community. You have access to so many resources, free resources. Start working on your mindset. Start using the resources that I've provided to you for free to make the most progress. Take 3 things from today and take action on them. Now, if you have any questions, now is the time to pop them in the chat. For all of those who have stuck with me for the last 2 and a bit hours, wow, good for you. I know that your brain's probably fried. You're probably feeling a bit overwhelmed and a bit confused right now. Take a breath. I've given you a lot to digest, a lot to process. It's okay. The secrets of the universe: get into flow, not hustle. And I believe this is the future. So a lot of the mindset, success mindset, has been about hustle, grind, never sleep, never see your family, work the longest hours possible, and just keep going until you either burn out or you get to your destination. Well, whilst I do believe in hard work, and I do believe that the more action you take, the bigger progress, the right action, remember, but the more inspired action you take, the greater your progress is going to be. But it's about being in flow. It's about following that inspiration and getting into a place of being. Everything is a state of being where you are tuned in, tapped in, and turned on, where you are congruent, where you are aligned. Alignment is key. Where you are on purpose, you are on mission, you have the right structures, strategies in place to make the most progress as fast as possible. And it is incredible how magic will unfold to support you in achieving what it is that you want to achieve. Partner with the universe. So the universe can actually do a lot of the heavy lifting for you, but you have to ask for help. The universe, the angels, spirit, God, source, whatever you want to call it, cannot step in unless you ask for help. So reach out to whatever that higher source that you feel connected to, source, the divine, another phrase. I think they're all the same thing, by the way, just different people frame it differently and use different terms. But partner with the universe, because the universe is the most powerful partner you could ever possibly have. Delegate stuff to the universe. So if you want to find the secrets to the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Remember, I said it's all about a state of being. Who are you being in each and every moment? Are you being unstoppable? Are you being infinitely powerful? Are you being the person you need to be to get the results that you want? That translates into your energy, frequency, and vibration. If you are in a positive mindset and you are taking positive action, do you think you're going to get way better results than if you are a negative mindset and either taking and either doing negative things, sabotaging things? You're going to get way different results, aren't you? Imagination is more important than knowledge, for knowledge is limited, whereas imagination embraces the entire world, stimulating progress, giving birth to evolution. Einstein. So use your imagination to fuel the expansive vision and dare to dream. The other thing about imagination is your subconscious works in pictures and feelings. So this is why visualization, vision boards, mind movies, reinforcing your vision, your goal, your dream in here tells the universe, tells the subconscious mind, this is what we're working to create. And then the subconscious mind can go to work in partnership with the universe, with source, to then create it in your reality. Because everything that we are powerful co-creators, and everything that we experience, we are co-creating. As a collective on the planet, we are co-creating everything. So what is it that you want to co-create with the universe? Imagine it. Hold that in your mind and know that that is your goal and your destination, and imagine it every day. Imagine that it's already happened, because that is the most powerful creative tool that you have. And finally, this is my final slide, I promise you. So firstly, you need clarity. If you want to unlock the secrets of the universe, you need to have clarity on what it is that you want to create. You need to focus on it relentlessly to the exclusion of everything else. So it needs to be maybe not the exclusion of everything else. Obviously, there's certain things that we need to focus on to be able to function in the world other than our goals and dreams, but it needs to be a dominant focus. We get what we think about most of the time. I forget who said that, but we get what we think about most of the time. So that is not we get what we think about most of the time. We get what we think about most. We get what we think about most of the time. So it's important that you are thinking most about your success, about achievement, about wealth, about whatever it is that you want, about your dreams. Becoming the person you need to be. You are not the person now you need to be to achieve your great vision and your great goal. So you need to dedicate and commit to becoming that person. And that is all about shifting your mindset and releasing those fears, doubts, and limiting beliefs. And attending to your state of being positive, being solution focused, being unstoppable, being relentless, being committed, being a visionary, being creative. What are you being in every moment? And my little acronym that I have made up: trust, trust, relax, allow, lean in, let go. That is all about your state of being. When you trust that it is unfolding, when you trust the process, when you trust yourself, when you trust spirit, when you trust that it's all going to be okay, and you relax in that, not you stop doing stuff, but you relax and allow the unfolding. Relax and allow the unfolding. You lean into the inspiration, you lean into the guidance, you lean into whatever is happening in your world, and then you let go of the outcome. So you are determined to achieve your goal, but you let go of the immediate outcome, which lets go of all disappointment. Because as I said way back, you will fail way more than you will succeed. You will. That is just a part of this process. Just take the stigma out of failing, let go of your attachment to the success, the immediate success, and just fall in love with the journey, fall in love with the process, fall in love with the art of becoming, fall in love with the unfolding, fall in love with business. So that is it for this presentation. Okay. All right, Ria. Oh my God, you asked that 2 hours ago. It's not safe. I'm not good enough. I don't deserve it. Hopefully you're still here. Sorry, I get in the zone. I get in the zone and I just go for it. So I think I'm going to have to extend this training for 3 hours because I just cannot deliver it in 2. I do hope you have gotten a lot out of this today. Now that we are done, I'd love you to go back and review your notes and think about the 2 or 3 biggest takeaways that you got from today. The 2 or 3 things that you are going to take action on right now that are going to be the most impactful. You're welcome, Ria. That is always my intention, to give you as much help as you need to be wherever you are at. That's why my trainings are so jam-packed. So if you are ready to reach out to me, reach out to me. You've got the address. And just that one thing, I am unstoppable. Dare to dream huge, and go for your dreams. You deserve it. You are good enough. You are capable. And I would love to be able to partner with you in achieving your success if that is something that aligns with you. So all the best. Love you so much. Thank you for spending this time with me. Until next time. Ciao for now.